Hey everybody, Bill in Virginia. Welcome back. So what I'm going to be doing this time is I'm going to be staining the rock outcrops that I have on this piece of the ON30 layout. I am going to be using Barethane. I picked up some ebony today. I've used flagstone and then summer oak on the end scale. So I'm going to use these as the base coat of the plastered scenery. The pink foam board areas will be covered with acrylic paints, and I'll do that as the next step. But I'll get this on, let it soak in for just a little bit, and then dab it off, and then come back in with the acrylics to do the detailing and cover other areas here. So I'll set the camera up and we'll get started. All right, I'm going to be using my little brush and just starting to dab this on in different areas, and we'll see what kind of textures I can get. All right, nice thing about this is it takes a while to dry, so I will have plenty of time to come back and then take a paper towel and blot it off. So let's move over to the next areas here. All right, so next step is going to be to take a wad of paper towels and then just wipe the scenery. That'll get rid of a lot of the excess of the stains, and then I'll just kind of let that cure a little bit and then put the acrylics on in the areas that need some touch-up. And time for some fresh paper towels. Where the stain will evaporate completely, but it will. It just takes quite a while to do. Which I'm okay with that. I'm in a garage, so it's well ventilated. So there, basic coloring is now done on these rock faces. I think that looks pretty good. Good variety of textures. I will come back in then with acrylic paints, and I will paint sort of yellowish brown for like soil in the areas where the pink foam board is still sticking out. Most of that will get covered up by ground cover, trees. So it's just sort of a hiding effect that in case anything gets bumped later on, I'm seeing sort of a yellowish brown for like soil, not pink foam board. Same thing on the top of that. You know, to the point now where I'm gonna have to dig down or dig out all of my scenic materials, which are in that tote and then some underneath the end scale layout. So I will get those out. I'm going to let this sit for a couple of hours, and then I'm going to come back in with the acrylics, do some touch up in some of the areas, and I can get started then on the next thing, which will be doing ground cover. So more to come. So I just finished up adding a little bit of acrylic color. So a couple of shades of brown, a soft shade of black, and then a dark green. So just sort of dirt color up on top. And then same over here. And those areas are going to be covered with ground material. So it doesn't really need to be too much, and I'm not worried too much about color. Again, just kind of hide the pink foam board. So added a little bit more dirt and debris coming down that little crack. More right in there. Sort of did this up top. I've still got more that I've got to do on the top, because I haven't finished that side yet. I'll get the train out of the way before I do that, and then over here, but I might start that tonight. And over here, and same thing. You can see some subtle shades of green. I use a little green and black just sort of down at the base of the cliff. Some of that will be covered up with ground foam, you know, and other ground materials. Painted on the inside of that little overhang. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm happy with how this is turning out. We kind of step back a little ways, and not too bad. So that tree I might move around a little bit. I'm going to play with a few of these that I've got here, and then I've got a lot more up there. So I will start to kind of figure out where I want some trees. I will get them into position, and then I can start doing ground cover around them. I'll do some experimentation on the trees first, just so that I can get a good coverage and make it look decent. Then I'll move some layouts and get the landscaping materials and start having fun on that next. Well, never one to have patience. I took that flat of trees that I had made, with the exception of a couple that I still got to finish, and put them on the layout. Put them in more or less final place here. I've still got a lot more trees to add, sort of kind of going up off onto the side here, the top. Again, same thing over on there and up onto the top. Down in the valley, lowland area here, it's going to be more the deciduous trees. Then I get up into the rocks, it's going to turn into the pine trees. So I'll have some pine trees sort of on the edges of this, kind of heading up. Should fill it in, but you can see that right now it does a pretty good job of camouflaging as it goes from this side to the other side. You know, I get over in here, and you know, you can still see through it, which is okay because I'll have more trees on the other side. Same thing over here. You know, this side of the portal, pretty good. You know, when I come over this way, I am going to add a deciduous tree here. I got to make one that'll kind of come up and over and sort of hide this. There'll be some more pine trees in here, as well as maybe one or two like right here, because over here is my switch stand. So I've got plenty of room for the engines to go in and then stop, and then I can switch. So I got plenty of room for scenery to hide this portal even more. Put in some of my aspens that I sort of made, or aspen-like trees, like here, thinking that, you know, it's a crack, there's gonna be some water, it's damp, so better. So this is pretty good. I'm happy with how this is turning out. I still haven't gotten the foam or the ground cover down. I will get that, because I will add, you know, a fair amount of ground cover, small brush, small trees, you know, into here to hide all of this. And in and around here, there'll be some more lower ground cover kind of coming up, again, just to kind of hide it. But looks decent. So it is Sunday night, and I'm gonna call it for this evening. I will do just a little bit more on this before I wrap this video up, but it's been a good weekend, and I haven't been out here that many hours actually, but it's been productive. So it is Monday night after work. I'm out on the layout. I'm not going to do too much tonight. I think this is going to be it for this video. Get my articulated running, coming out. Yeah, I'm having some fun. This is a fun build. So I'm going to just sit out here and enjoy some trains running. So that's going to do it for this one. Next one will be more on the way of scenery and getting other areas prepped for scenery. So let's watch the articulated come through that portal, and then I'll wrap it up. Suppose I could have turned the light on it, but oh well. That's all for this one. Keep having fun on your layouts. Until next time.